Hey Pisces, it's Ryan with Arrows of Love. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to do your February 2022 Love Tarot and Astrology reading. As always, if you like these videos and would like to see more of them, please click the like button and subscribe. It helps the channel and it's very much appreciated from me. All right, Pisces. So there's been a lot going on lately. I'm feeling the energy. I'm sure you are. We're going through Mercury retrograde and Venus retrograde, which is station direct, and we'll talk about that and what that means. And we also have a new moon coming up in Aquarius. So this Mercury retrograde, man, has really hit me hard. So this is probably the third time I've tried to do this video. And I'm going to tell you some personal stories about Venus retrograde. Sorry, it's just been a crazy couple of weeks, to be quite honest. So Pisces, this is what's happening. We have Mercury retrograde, which is going to still be retrograding for the next week. I'm doing this video on January 30th. We have about another week to go. And then Mercury is going to stand still in the sky in the sign of Capricorn. And that's your 11th house. And the 11th house has to do with friends, group associations, organizations, your hopes, wishes, and dreams, the future. It's a very visionary house. It's also very innovative. But there could be something coming up with friends here, perhaps even a female friend, because this is where Venus is also retrograding. There's a lot happening in the sign of Capricorn. Like that is concentrated energy. The sun just moved out of Capricorn a few days ago, about a week ago now, I guess. And now in the sign of Aquarius, which is your 12th house. And that's also where Saturn is sitting. Saturn rules Aquarius. So these are lessons about the 12th. And this is where Mercury also started his retrograde. So he started out in Aquarius and then moved back into Capricorn, where he conjoined with Pluto. And now he's going to be moving forward again. He's going to conjoin with Pluto again, and so is Venus. So it's been a lot of things from the underworld. It could have felt like jarring at times, things just bubbling up. And it's also pointing to the 12th, which are hidden things. The 12th house is considered a hidden house. The 12th house is also, in my opinion, I call it an ethereal house, because this is where I think the gods are testing us to see your blind spot. And it's not that they're trying to trip you up, it's pointing you to that blind spot. And a lot of times this has to do with drugs, sex, alcohol, things that we escape from. That's usually the method by which we're escaping something else. So it's always deeper than that, but that's usually the method by which it comes in. And this is in an Aquarius, which also has to do with society, the collective. So look to those areas. There might be, for some of you, you might be just reviewing friendship, who belongs and who stays. Capricorn is very much a sign of insiders and outsiders. Saturn is the last visible planet in our solar system. So for thousands of years, it was always thought that Saturn's kind of like the dweller at the threshold. Beyond Saturn, it's the ethereal, it's the unknown. We didn't know about Neptune, Uranus, and Pluto until the 19th century and 20th century. So Saturn was always it. It's the boundary. So it has a lot to do with boundaries. It has a lot to do with value. That's Venus. Venus represents value. It also has to do with insiders and outsiders. Who belongs and who doesn't, really. I mean, that's really what it comes down to in boundaries. It has a lot to do with boundaries. Sometimes Saturn is death, decay, and age as well. That's symbolism of Saturn. And then in that 12th house, this is where people get tripped up. So if you've been struggling with any type of addictions, now is the time to really start thinking about addressing them. If it's you or if it's anybody else in the family, to be honest, it's that 12th house. And this is something that Pisces is the 12th house. So this is very much kind of like, the cosmos is kind of saying like, you got to wake up here. There's something that really needs your attention. So Pisces, and you're already intuitive as it is, you're very emotional, and that's not a bad thing. It means you feel things much deeper. You are the kind of like this ethereal sign to begin with. There's a lot of psychic readers that have prominent Pisces placements, including yours truly. So my midheaven is in Pisces. That's one of them. And then I also have 4 progressed planets in Pisces right now too. So that's based on my progressed chart. So that's really where a lot of concentrated energy is, and about the time that I got onto YouTube. So Pisces has a lot to do with the ethereal, spirituality, grounding yourself here in the now, and not out in, in space. So you got to come back down to earth here. It's a little bit of a reality check, especially with this new moon. The new moon is tomorrow on February 1st. The moon is going to conjoin with the sun and Saturn in the sky of Aquarius. This is starting something new. But also letting something go too over the next 30 days. So, I mean, it's kind of like the moon kind of kicks it off. Venus stations direct just a few days ago, so she's just kind of inching forward at this point. So now we get to clean up any relationship issues, friendship issues, your hopes, wishes, and dreams, money, aesthetics. And then Mercury is also going to start moving forward in about a week. So, we get to straighten out what's happening in the mind in about a week. So if you've been really feeling it happening up here, anxious, obsession, like anything where you're just like even like wanting to research and dig things up, that's a big one too. The other thing about this area in Capricorn, where Pluto is sitting, where all these conjunctions are happening with our personal planets, that's Mercury and Venus. The thing is, where Pluto is sitting, it's getting very close to an area in the Vedic side of the astrology practice that's associated with war and peace. So are we going to start a war about it? Or can we find some middle ground? And that's what Venus is, right? She's the great negotiator. She brings together, she harmonizes, she blends. So Venus is going to get some help from Mars here too. So if there's some unexpected action coming in, might be from a male friend, take it, because that can help you resolve some things. It's a little gift from the universe if things have been really weird. And it has for me. Oh, sure has. So I have some prominent Gemini in my chart on the Vedic side. So I watch both. I'm not going to mix it up, but there are certain things from the Vedic side that I can bring into the Western side that's going to help you guys out. So the real question with this Mercury retrograde, whatever that means, it's two different situations, by the way. It's not the same. There's two different storylines going on here. There's the relationship stuff going on here, which if you're in a partnership, you could be tested heavily right now. If you're single, you could be tested right now. Or it might even feel like you're magnetically drawn to someone and things have started to come about, bubble up from the underworld. That's that Pluto energy, right? So the thing is, Mars gets into the mix. Mars has been in the sign of Sagittarius during most of these retrogrades, and now he's dignified, he's actually exalted, which means there's directed action in the sign of Capricorn, and it's going to help you resolve some of these things with relationships, and then it could help resolve some things, this other storyline, whatever's happening with Mercury retrograde. These are two different storylines. Keep that in mind. So, but the love planet is now moving forward. So she's creeping along, she's going to get some help from Mars. Those are the lovers, by the way, in mythology, Venus and Mars. So some of you might just meet someone very special soon. Others of you remember that Mars is cutting and severing. So if things have been on the rocks, at this point you might know whether or not the relationship's going to make it. It's about the time that people start to make those decisions when Venus goes retrograde. So we're going to pull some cards from the tarot, one card from the angel, and I'm also going to pull one card from my astrology deck. This is the sign that will be helpful to you. So let's see what's going on for you, Pisces. Your ruling planet Jupiter is in your sign, okay? That's very benefic. So if things are real crazy right now on the personal front, just know that the great protector the great benefic of our solar system, is protecting you, and that's your ruling sign. So you, if you're going through things right now, the universe has you protected, okay? It's okay. But this could be a difficult one. But let's see. Not all difficult things, though, through retrogrades, right? It could be some difficult things followed by some healing. And it's always with Pluto, catharsis followed by healing. So we're kind of through it. We're kind of through it. Now it's where do we go next? And can you be strategic about this? That's Mars. So let's see what's happening. Gotta tap into that Mars energy. And some of you, it's gonna be like in the next couple of weeks. I'm just gonna say there's gonna be some divine help coming. Mars in Capricorn is very directed. But think about it like this. Mars is still the warrior, okay? Still fiery. Just a little bit more directed here. And Mars in Capricorn can get a lot done, okay? Watch what's happening in the news. When I think of, and I haven't checked this chart, when I think of Mars in Capricorn, I think kind of Vladimir Putin, to be quite honest. Like, it's the warrior. Like, he's got that military background. He was in the KGB back in the day, and I won't get into this, but he's got a very fascinating background. And what's interesting is that he kind of reminds me of Mars in Capricorn. The warrior turned a strategist. And they're very, very clever, and they can get a lot done. So think about it this way. You don't have to be a dictator necessarily, right? But you can temper it in a way to help something, help move it along. There's action here that can help you. So let's see what's going on, Pisces. I think that's it. So let's get to the reading. Oh, this one wanted to come out. Separation, yeah. Time apart from your partner is on the horizon. So, Pisces. If this is happening right now, I would say it's probably been like that for a while, right? So this isn't news. If you're going through any type of separation right now, time apart is probably for the best, right? Time has this amazing ability to heal some wounds, and I didn't put this together. So Capricorn, Saturn rules time, and Saturn rules Capricorn. I was talking about outer limits, outer boundaries, right? So there's this metaphor of time, essentially, and with Pluto being there, sometimes time heals old wounds. So you have to give it time. You have to trust that there is something here that you can heal, right? So maybe it is the relationship, but maybe you have to heal something going on in here first too. So we're gonna find out. I'm gonna pull, let me get my astrology deck here. It's the aspect signs. Yep, here we go. Let's pull a card from the astrology deck. This is going to be the sign that will be important to you. It's this one right here. Gemini. And, okay, so Gemini, Mercury rules Gemini. That's Mercury retrograde. It's sitting in that 11th house of friends. There might be a friend here that can help you out. So let's talk. Geminis are the chatty social butterfly of the zodiac, represented by the twins and ruled by the planet Mercury. The sign is all about fun, communication, and conversation. They are amazing friends and tell the most captivating and hilarious stories. It's a funny friend, I'm telling you. Geminis are physical, affectionate, and curious. They can also be thoughtful and serious thanks to their dual nature. So that's the other thing about Gemini, okay? They can be flighty at times, and they're supposed to be. They're represented by Mercury And Mercury's best friends with the sun. Mercury moves very fast and dips in and out of the underworld as he does his retrogrades. And that's because he's communicating with source. He's got to move around and he's got to communicate the information. That's what they do, okay? So there might be a friend here, or you're dealing with a Gemini. This is gonna go a couple different ways. Communication, obviously. Dual communication, sometimes. Maybe that's what this is about. We'll find out. We'll get to the bottom of this. All right, Spirit, let's see what messages Pisces needs to hear. This is for Pisces. Pisces sun, rising, Venus, moon. Definitely take a look at your sun and ascendant, though. That will likely be the most important. And Venus for you, because Venus is exalted in Pisces. So Venus has some special significance for you. So sometimes Venus would be very important as well. All right, this is for Pisces. First card, Star. That's Aquarius. First card out, it's always the most important. What's crossing you? Seven of Wands. This is at the top of the reading, the Magician. Bottom of the reading, Wheel of Fortune. A lot of major arcana. This is big stuff, I told you, right? I had a Pisces viewer ask me to do a Pisces video, and that's usually, hey, we got to talk about spirituality, and here she is. Queen of Wands, outcome, Queen of Pentacles. So that's interesting. You have, okay, yeah. So, let's start in the middle. So you have the Star. This is represented by Aquarius, right? We talked about Aquarius and what's happening in Aquarius right now. We have Saturn over there, and we have a new moon coming up that's going to be conjoined with Saturn. It's hard truths, right? Sun, Saturn, no. And then it's a new moon on top of it. So but it's almost like emotions are being burnt up here. Like we want to plant the seeds, but it's in that 12th house of like hidden things. Like we just don't know what to do yet. So it's saying you need to get in touch with your spirituality here for sure. And you need to think about what it is you want for your future. What does that future look like, and who's a part of it and who's not? This is very much a part of that Capricorn boundaries, limits, values, insiders and outsiders. This is also the story of Ganymede. This is just for some of you. The reason for the separation is the other side liked younger women or younger guys. And yeah, so that's just for some of you. Take it or leave it for what it is. But the story of Ganymede is essentially this. He becomes the cupbearer, and he is this way of that the human, us here on earth, talk with God, for universe, with spirit, whatever you want to call it, source. So this is you getting back in touch with source. What truly makes you happy? What do you want for your future? What was crossing you right now? Way too much battle. Fighting off competitors, feeling like people are constantly coming at you. Yeah, this is a card of competition, right? So way too much competition in love. If you're not being valued, and especially with Pisces, you have to be really careful with your partner, Pisces, because you are so sensitive. You also need someone that can ground you, right? And it can keep you here down on earth, but you have that very soft soul, very soft heart. So if it's constant battle, constant competition, that's usually not a good thing for a Pisces overall. So, but okay, crowning the reading, we have the Magician. So there's two messages here for you. Number one, you have everything you need. You're emotionally intelligent. You have resources. You're quick. What's going on up here, right? You got the mental fortitude. And you have the passion. You know what makes you happy. So create what you want. Turn lead into gold. Pressurize the diamond to turn it into, pressurize the coal to turn it into diamond, right? That's what the magician does. It's alchemical in nature. That's Pluto. Time to change something. Something's got to change here. The other thing with the magician, tricky characters, okay? Manipulative at times. At the bottom of the reading is the Wheel of Fortune. So the wheel always turns in one direction or the next, right? Depending on past actions. But the thing is, we can always change our karma. And this is the thing about astrology and the tarot that I think keeps me coming back, is you can lay the cards and they can come out a certain way, but we always have free will and we can always change the future. But there are certain past actions that we just can't, they come with certain results regardless, right? That's the Wheel of Fortune. The wheel's always turning in one way or another. The other thing about this particular card is you have the fixed signs at the corners. This is fixed energy. This is the glue that holds it together, right? This is sometimes unchangeable. And we have Aquarius represented here. The eagle is Scorpio. And then we have the lion, which is Leo, and then Taurus. So 4 signs there, I just called them out. You might have placements there. We have this a lot happening in Aquarius, that 12th house of hidden things, things bubbling up. Self-sabotage comes up here a lot too. You gotta really watch it with self-sabotage. But that's probably what's causing the separation, right? The wheel turns in both ways, okay? That's just, it's the nature of the beast. It's also a turning point, okay? So it's like, it's kind of like a wake-up call, like, did you get the message? And now it's like, where do you go from here, right? It's the star. Think about it, what it is you want, truly. And what was crossing you? Too much competition. This is only for a few of you. And it's for the gay, lesbian, LGBTQ plus community. If you're in an open relationship and you've been having some problems, this card is saying, is an open relationship really what it is you want? And that's actually for anybody. I'm not just saying it's for the gay and lesbian community and everyone that's included within that, by the way, too. So, but it's for everyone. Too much competition. What do you want? It comes down to value, okay? It comes down to value and what it is you value, and what are your boundaries and your limits. And you have to define that. That's what Capricorn wants. And here this is saying to me, too much competition. You might need to assess whether or not an open relationship or one in which you're putting yourself in a situation where there is competition is what it is you want. I think you already know. So here we are. Here's the separation. 2 queens. We have fire energy and queen energy. Some of the, you guys will know what this means in some way, shape, or form. So the Queen of Wands, you know, sometimes this represents fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. And this one is very spiritual in nature because the black cat appears here, and that has a lot of connotations with spirituality here. But she is bold and she is assertive and she gets what she wants and she goes for it. She's got a fiery, magnetic attitude, right? So this is on one side here. And then you have someone that's a little bit more stable. It's got the coin. Sitting in the garden. She's a little bit more strategic sometimes, but both queens are on the same page. They're both very good queens. But I think what this comes down to, and this will mean different things to different one of you. Some of this is you and them. Others, these are the people that interfered here. Take that for what it is. But the outcome is the Queen of Pentacles, which means that if if things were rocky and you were magnetically drawn to someone, and then that fire and that passion and that all of that amazing fiery energy is no longer there and it's gone, or you're trying to get back to that point, what this is saying is you got to get back to your foundation. This is about values. And I've been saying this one a lot, all over the place. So it's about values, what it is you value. If you're going through a separation, looks like financially it's going to be fine. So don't worry too much about that. But I will say this. The Queen of Pentacles sometimes can be very slow to move. So don't take any rash action here. You got to be slow and you got to be methodical. You got to tap into that Mars energy, right? You have to be the warrior, but also really the strategist first. So that is a message for some of you. You'll know what that means. So I hope you enjoyed the reading. Until next time, Pisces, leave a comment if this is resonating with you. We'll talk to you next time.